Right. Hello and welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jasera Skates. I generally go by Jay, and I'm open to any pronouns. This is Student Government's 5th spring meeting. We will have our next General Assembly meeting on February 22nd in the Garden Room. That will be for the President's Luncheon. As I've mentioned before, you will continue to notice some additions to our weekly meetings as we include new structures, as we strive to be more inclusive and create healing-centered and trauma-informed practices. I want you to know that this meeting is being recorded and will be uploaded to the Student Government's YouTube page. Today, our GAM, or General Assembly meeting, is sponsored by Dr. Hart, and we will have one fund request and multiple student organization and general announcements. Okay, so for attendance, as you know, we have instituted a new sign-in form. If you haven't, please use the QR code to go to the form to record your attendance. If you have any questions, please let us know. For those of you who are on Zoom, please remember to update your name with either the word student or the organization you are representing. Also, please add your pronouns, or add the pronouns you would like for us to use in this forum. I understand that your pronouns might vary in different settings, so please type the ones you are comfortable with sharing here today. After you've made those changes, please type your name and the organization you are representing in the chat. If you are present in the lecture hall today, please ensure that you have picked up your placard, and if you are someone who attends regularly or a student or an employee, please work with also in the SGEC to have a placard printed if you don't have one. Okay, please take a moment to review the minutes that you received when you signed into the meeting or that were posted in the chat. And as you review those minutes, please let us know if there are any corrections. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Is there anything in chat? There being no corrections, the minutes stand as approved. All right, so without further ado, we would like to welcome our GAM sponsor and guest speaker, Dr. Hart. About 5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay. So just, this sponsorship is less about me and more about the Division of Student Affairs. I will say thank you to our executive board for allowing us this opportunity to sponsor the meeting. I hope everyone had a chance to grab some goodies out front. I'm really excited to be here. As many of you all know who have been here with me on this journey, this is going into my 3rd year as your Vice President for Student Affairs. And one of the things I always say is that our division is your division. Our purpose is to serve our students, and we are basically here because of you. I'm going to touch on a few things, but hopefully by the end, I'll leave a couple of minutes, and I'm sorry I talked so fast, but I do want to leave maybe 60 seconds if you all have any questions. But we really strive as a division to listen to your stories and your narratives, and we were so happy that we finally were able to create our very first ever annual report. And so there's many copies of the annual report, so I really encourage you to take time and look at this. If you look at other Division of Student Affairs annual reports, you will notice that a lot of their annual reports are more about business, finance, things of that nature. We do have a little bit of that information, but ours is about our students because this is a very unique student population. If you have friends at any other university and you ask them about their experience, you will find out that they are not as connected to faculty and staff as you all are here at the University of Houston, clearly. And you will see that as evident in this annual report. So I really encourage you to take time and check out, the accomplishments of not only the Division of Student Affairs, but also our students as well. So thank you to VP Brandon for giving an opportunity for some talking points. And like I said, I'll go ahead and be brief with these right here. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock, we have two different sessions. We have our first inaugural meeting for our Student Advisory Board. And so the Student Advisory Board is basically an ad hoc focus group. That is the purpose. And so we wanted to create an opportunity for all 9,300 of our students to give advice to President Walker, to the VPs, and the core leadership team. And that group will be a very unstructured student group where students can participate as needed via email, in person, virtually. But that's our way when we have items that may need to go out and we may ask CAB or we may ask SGA or we may ask different student groups. That group will serve as another student group to be able to solicit feedback from. What's unique about that group is that group will be advised by the executive leadership team of the Division of Student Affairs. So they will have 4 advisors. They'll have myself, Dr. Y, Dean Rakita, and also Dean Ileana Melendez. So it's really a great opportunity. I encourage everyone to come check it out. And I think everyone here is in college. And if I remember my days in college, everybody likes free food, and there will be free lunch as well, okay? Even though it's scheduled for an hour, I doubt this first meeting will take more than like 20 minutes. So come on in, tell everyone about it. You've probably already seen things posted on social media. So looking forward to having participation with the Student Advisory Board. So this was a great question right here. For those of you who may not know this, students can come to me and the Division of Student Affairs for absolutely anything, okay? I have an open door policy and you can make an appointment with Rosa. You do not have to even say what the meeting is about. For 3 years, there's not one student that can say that I do not have an open door policy and I will not talk to you all about anything. And so you can come in and say, I need to talk to you as a friend. I need to talk to you as the Vice President for Student Affairs, or I need to talk to you as an advisor. Whatever type of conversation you would like to have, let me know. I just met with a student this morning who was having some financial issues. And so I connected that student with the financial aid office, our student advocate, and also the Dean of Students office for the Hawk Emergency Fund. So students can come and talk to me about anything whatsoever. And also when students meet with me, they get priority. And I will tell you, Jay meets with me often, and it is not because Jay is the SGA president. Jay will tell you, even before Jay became SGA president, that I'm always available. So I love it. So you got to understand, I understand in my role that I'm here to serve you, and that's where my priority should be. So do not hesitate to reach out for any issues whatsoever. And once again, sorry to talk so fast. So last but not least, the question was any major changes that students should be aware of or updates on the Student Center. So here's the thing. Obviously, we have major changes. Dr. Blake moved on to a different position in October, and then we have our interim president, President Richard Walker. And so obviously, we know that's a major change. But as you know, also, we're in the middle of a search right now for our next president and also a search for our next provost. So I think right now, that is probably one of the focal points that I know that everyone in this room is probably interested in. We are on a strong path as we move forward in our strategic plan, making sure that we adhere to and live up to our mission, vision, and values as an institution. And so that is going strong as well. But it's the spring semester. And so this is the time for transition as we move and start to plan for the fall semester. And so last but not least, and I'll open it up to any questions if we have time, our Student Center. So a lot of you realize and understand that we are looking to bring a actual student center to the UHCL campus. It is part of our master plan. I will say this right now, at this point, we are having conversations with student groups and trying to figure out who will be part of those focus groups and to try and get some information. My suggestion is once we identify that group of students, we actually hop in a car or in a bus or on a plane and actually take those group of students to see various student unions and student campuses across the country, because you can't really get an idea unless you physically see the space. I do not have a timeline of when this is going to take place, but you can best be assured there will always be a representative from SGA to be able to provide updates. And so that is something that we're looking to do. I cannot wait for that to take place. And as we get more information, I'll let you know. So I'm on time. All good? Okay, so do I have time for just a couple of general questions? Okay, ask away. What do you want to know? Please.
Can you mention again what time that would be tomorrow and where?
So it's going to be in the garden room. We're going to have one session at 11 a.m. and another session at 12 p.m. So that way, you know, if you have class, you know, you can just, if you have class at 11, come to 12 or vice versa. Thank you for asking.
Can you find a link for this for the advisory board on the info?
Yeah, it is on Get Involved and also on all social media platforms for departments within the Division of Student Affairs. Or if you follow me on Instagram, the information is on IG as well. Come on, then you all know me. You know you can ask whatever you are. You know that. And if you don't feel comfortable asking in this setting, you can always make an appointment. One thing that for those who have met with me, I may not always tell you what you want to hear, but I will always be honest with you, blunt and straightforward. Would you agree with that, Jay? Yeah.
So you were mentioning the construction of a student center as part of the master plan for the campus. Where were you thinking of locating this on the campus, and how are you going to offset that with green infrastructure?
So that's a great question. Now, mind you, a master plan is just that. It is a master plan, okay? And so right now, the area that we're looking at a couple of different areas. I think one of the areas is right out here where we have some of the green space. And then another idea is to have it maybe in front of the Bayou building, but we're not there yet. And let me just say this, all of that could change. And let me tell you why. As we, look at, where we are from a budgetary standpoint with state funds and things of that nature, we may not get allocated funds for various projects. And so it's kind of like Tetris. Am I dating myself? I'm not too old. Do people play Tetris? Okay, I just want to make sure. It's like Tetris and things move around. But I do want you to know it is really fluid. And here's the other thing too. This campus is all about student input. So I would say, we are going to ask students, what would be most convenient for you? So although it is, and the master plan is available online, but that's not set in stone. And what was your second?
The second question is, how are you going to offset the building of the student center by investing in green infrastructure as well?
Okay, so let me say this. So not to get into too deep of a philosophical conversation, but we always try to look at LEED standards. And LEED standards are environmental standards to make sure that we remain as green as possible. Here's the second thing. You got to understand, this is a beautiful campus full of nature, and we will never destroy any nature to achieve a goal. So we will use our, hard surface spaces when possible. Mm-hmm. And if we need to, put something in a particular area, we will put it back, if that makes sense. Okay. So that's a great question. Hmm?
This might sound a little odd, but I'm very interested in the student advisory board or the meeting that you're going to have tomorrow, the sessions you're going to have tomorrow. However, I have a appointment for my son and a urologist appointment here in Clear Lake at 10.
Shoot me an email. Because the majority of the work for the Student Advisory Board will be online. Okay. It will be virtual, so shoot me an email, hearta@uhcl.edu, and just say you're interested, and then whenever we have that sign-up list, I'll add you to it.
Great, thank you so much.
Do I have time for one more? Okay. Yeah?
For y'all's student center y'all want to build, are y'all gonna also have like event rooms.
So let me say this, it is going to be a student center that we build. And here's the great thing about it, and I have worked on construction projects like this at IUPUI and different universities. We actually have students at the table, I kid you not, helping design the building. So we will absolutely have event space. We will have conference space. We will have meeting space that only students can reserve. And we will ask students, do you want it on the first floor, second floor, whatever. Students will be involved in the design of the facility. And I've noticed that when that happens, our projects are really successful. So yes.
I like that.
Yep, absolutely.
Hi, I have a question. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, sorry. So about the student center, you said there's a plan online that we can look at, and there's still planning going on what will be included?
So the university, we have what's called a master plan, and generally a college or university's master plan is their vision for the next 25 years. We use that as a guide to lead us moving forward. Having said that, the master plan may sometimes be altered based on strategic plan changes. It may be altered based on finances, state appropriations. There's different reasons why the master plan may be altered, but it's basically a roadmap and a guide, but it is very fluid. I will say that.
Okay, my question is, because I got some ideas that should be included in that. And so my question is, how can I be involved in this?
Absolutely.
Or other
So-
students?
Yep, absolutely. What's going to happen is the group that is going to bring students together is going to work through SGA. And so when that happens, SGA will bring that to the entire body, student body and senators. So I promise you will know and have every opportunity to participate.
Okay, so as a senator, I can already set something up?
We
get
haven't
this more discussed?
started the meetings yet.
I see. Okay.
So once the meetings start and we start planning the upcoming meetings, we will let SGA know, and then SGA will guide us moving forward.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Last question, right?
That was my question.
Oh, that was it? Oh, okay. We don't, so you know our signs, the new letters, whether it's the new letters or anything that we're doing, students, you all voted on that. You know, it's always the students, so we will never have any type of initiative like that without having the student at the table, so. Okay, sorry to take so much time. Thank you all very much. I appreciate you. And
If you're interested in being a sponsored speaker for a General Assembly meeting, please reach out to us at sga@uhcl.edu. Our current allocation budget is at $21,686.52. We do have a presentation, a fund request presentation today. And so I'd like to take a moment to welcome the presenters from the National Society for Black Engineers to present.
Covering it forward, is that possible?
I don't.
Oh, yeah, perfect, thank you. Nice. And I advance the slides by pressing the arrow? Okay. All right, what time is it? Good morning, afternoon, everyone. My name is Brandeis Bellamy. My pronouns are they and them, and I am the vice president of the new student group called the National Society of Black Engineers. We started in fall 2021, and we are having our second semester this semester. We are part of a larger organization. NSBE, the National Society of Black Engineers, is one of the largest student-run organizations in the United States. They also have chapters internationally. So our motto for NSBE is to increase the number of socially responsible Black engineers, culturally responsible Black engineers who excel academically, succeed professionally, and positively impact the community. At UHCL, we accept all students and accept all majors. Myself, I am a computer engineering major, and the president, Precious, she is a computer science major, but we accept everyone. We focus on those three pillars: excelling academically, succeeding professionally, and impacting the community. This funding request is for that second pillar, succeeding professionally. Every spring semester, the National Organization of NSBE has a national convention at a different city. This time it's in Anaheim, California, and we would like to take students to go to that convention. All right, so some of the benefits for attending this convention is that NSBE has over 100 corporate sponsors. So this is a prime time for networking at this convention. They have on-the-spot interviews, and you could also schedule interviews beforehand. I personally know people that have acquired internships and full-time positions after going to this convention in the past. So they have on-site interviews. They also have hospitality suites where companies rent out whole sections of a building to network one-on-one in a more informal, personal setting with students. There's a career fair where all of the companies converge and talk to students. There's also places where the students can perform their skills in front of companies. So there's hackathons, professional workshops. If they're researching different topics, they can present it. There's elevator pitches and debate competitions. And also they like to have something fancy. So they have a drone show and a motor show. I don't know too much what they have for that because it's a surprise, but there's also benefits, social benefits as well. So our goal is to take 10 students. I wonder if I can move this again. There we go. 10 students to this convention. So there are a few costs associated with this. The first one is the cost to attend. And I know that's a separate budget request, so I won't touch on it too much, but there is a cost for each student to attend. So we will be asking funding for that. There's also key things like hotel, transportation, flights, ground transportation, and food that are associated with this event. So for 10 people, if we stay 10 days, it's over a span of March 23rd to March 27th next month. So if we stay 5 nights with 2 people in each room, that's around $211 per night per room. So that's over $5,000 for students to just sleep there overnight. The flights also, we're still trying to find the best option, but we'd like to budget according to the worst case scenario. So if the worst case scenario comes, flights would be around $377 per person. And for 10 people, that would be around $3,000. Also ground transport from the school to Bush Intercontinental, and then from LAX to the hotel in California, and then back to the hotel, and then back to here. That's also an added cost. So we can find ground transportation. We put an example here, Uber XL, that fits 5 people. If there's 10 people, that would be double the price. So 4 for that. And also food. In California, everything is more expensive. So I see someone laughing. So we would need to allocate funds for that. So we thought a reasonable request would be $50 per person per day for food allocation. So in total, our estimated cost in the worst case scenario is $15,044. Now we're still trying to find a way to lower that cost, and also we want to raise money at the same time. So we're in the process, we set up a GoFundMe account, we set up a PayPal account. We are networking with other NSBE organizations like at the University of Houston downtown to have events with them for fundraising. And also we're reaching out to various organizations in order to get funding. But we wanted to present this to you so that I'm running out of breath, so that we can secure funding for the school in order to go to this event. That's my presentation. Does anyone have any questions?
So, what is your amount that you are requesting from this body?
Well, we received a response from SGA that the total that you are allowed to give us is 45% up to a certain limit. So That would be,
2,000.
yes, $2,000 would be, if we spend over $4,000, 45% of that would be max $2,000. So that is the max we would receive. Mhm. Yes,
Have you tried looking at plane tickets to John Wayne Airport?
yes, I was just talking to the president about that this morning because that is only, because, yeah, the transport to and from the airport, that could be expensive. So if we go to S&A, which is John Wayne Airport, that's only 9 miles away.
Right.
But the flights can be more expensive there. So we have to weigh the options because LAX, of course, has a lot of frequency and cheaper prices. So if you want to go directly to Disney World, because it's literally in Disney World's backyard, so that means it's very popular, the flights are going to be more expensive there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like you said, you will be taking 10 students, right?
It is our goal to take 10 students, yes. But of course, that depends on how much fundraising we are able to do within a month's time span period. And we are a new group, and we've just been able to set up some stability as far as getting a bank account, the PayPal, the GoFundMe. So it depends on how much we can fundraise, how many students we can ultimately bring, but this is our goal.
So how you gonna like select this 10 students? How you are gonna work on that? Like,
It's the students that show interest. So earlier, I believe a few months ago, we sent out an interest form to students who are signed up in either our GroupMe, we have a GroupMe for NSBE. We also have a Get Involved page that has all of the current members, so we message them out. We send out weekly digests, weekly emails telling them our intent, and if anyone's interested, they could sign up. So there's a way for students to sign up. And also, I forgot to mention that this convention is virtual and in person. So if students just want to attend virtually, that's also an option as well.
In the virtual sense, does your registration cost go down?
It is a bit different. No, I don't believe, we didn't include that, but it is different.
Just
It is
as a
less.
plan B.
Yeah, it's definitely less, yeah. Mhm. They're doing a hybrid one, so don't think if you're just virtual, you'll be kind of lost. They're definitely making a hybrid option.
So do you already have the 10 students that you want to bring or?
No, we do not. Yeah. So right now we have 5 students, including the president and myself, the vice president, that have shown interest. So there are still spots.
is this like open for everyone or is just NSBE members or how it is?
So in order to go to this convention, you have to be registered as a current NSBE member of our chapter. There is if you Google nesbe.org, that is the main organization of this page, and that's where you register to become a member and say that you are a member at our school. Once they have you registered in the system, then you could go to these kind of conventions. So yes, if you're registered, then you can join us. Mhm. Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Look us up on Instagram and on Get Involved. We have all of our contact information there. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Again, thank you for your presentation and for your request. And as was mentioned, there is, in the current bylaws, there is maximum percentage and a maximum amount that can be paid, which equates to about $2,000. So out of the 15, over 15,000. So please keep that in mind. Because the request is more than, was it?
400.
More than $400, we will have to have another presentation next week. So please be present for that to participate in the voting on this area. And also to remember for voting for fund requests, if you are It is only for students who are representing a specific student organization. Before I move on to this new business, I just wanted to remind you, again, please, as you begin creating and planning your events this semester, please request funds. The next few General Assembly meetings will be very full, so please put in your request as soon as possible for your events in March and April. And as I mentioned before, these are this year's student fees, and we want to make sure that this year's students are the ones that get to benefit to get the benefit of your events or from your events. Okay, new business. So on March 1st, and I'm not sure about the 8th, but I know the 1st, we will have a tuition and fee discussion. I will find out more about that tomorrow as I have a meeting to confirm that agenda. So I'll update you next week with more information about what that looks like. For old business, it's just the reminder that student government positions and the anonymous question submission link are open, and those are positions for this year and for next year's cohorts. So please, if you're interested in participating, please go to these links. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at sga@uhcl.edu. For our executive reports. I don't have a report at this time. Does anybody else have a report?
I do have one. I just have the QR code for the.
Okay, if you haven't filled out the B-Cycle survey, please go ahead and fill it out here. Give you a minute to scan this. Don't have a current treasury report. Our next Senate meeting will be held March 10th, 2022, and that meeting is held from 11:30 to 1 o'clock. It is via Zoom. We don't currently have any committee reports today. So up next will be Crystal to facilitate the student organization announcement.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Will you please help me welcome Alexis from CAB, talking about the upcoming. Hello, everyone. Okay, so first we'll start with SG before I go into CAB. This week we're having Outreach Week, so for you guys to get to know more about student government and positions that are available. All the positions right now are available. We are tabling it'll be today, Wednesday, and Thursday. We do have time to post them on our Instagram. So if you guys want to check the dates out, we'll put them out then, and then we can link them here in a little bit in the chat. And they're also on Get Involved as well. And then also next week on Tuesday, we're having the President's Luncheon. It will be in the Garden Room, and that's also in the Bayou, next to Bayou Atrium 1. And there's going to be lunch served, so it's going to be really good. So you should come for that as well. And it's going to be in person, and Interim President Walker will be presenting there as well. And then for CAB, we're having a movie night this Friday. It's the Disclosure movie. It's going to be in the Forest Room and not the SSCB lecture hall. It has changed. And it's going to be from 6 to 8:30 p.m. And there will be a discussion afterward. And this is also hosted by the Common Reader program. Thank you.
Next up, let's welcome Christelle from Delta Xi Nu.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm Christelle. I'm the president of Delta Xi Nu Multicultural Sorority Incorporated. We're your Kappa chapter. And I'm here to talk to you just about our informationals this week. Our first one is today at 6 p.m. in SSCB 1100, so right here in this room. And this is just a time for you to learn more about us. We're going to have a little slideshow talking about our philanthropy, which is awareness of violence against women. And here at UHCL, it's also fighting human trafficking. And just learn more about us so that you can join. And then on Saturday, we also have another one on the 18th. And then on Saturday, we have our mandatory informational, which is when you would commit to actually joining and like sign some paperwork and stuff. But yeah, so that's going to be, we have a 10 a.m. session for if you want to do it in the morning, and then we have an afternoon session, and that's the only one that you have to attend, and that's going to be on Bayou 1335. But the other ones you can also attend during the week if you just want to like come before then. And this is also a time when you can like ask us a whole bunch of questions and stuff because we'll all be there. So you can just like get to learn more about us. Like last week we had our honey week, which was just like a fun time to hang out where we like play trivia and stuff. But this is like more nitty gritty where you can like get to learn more about us and like the more business side of like dues and everything. But yeah, and then follow us on Instagram at UHCL Honeys. That's where we also post all of the updates for like informationals, or if we're doing a fundraiser like we did yesterday. And you can also check us out on Get Involved. Thank you so much.
Next up, we'll welcome Joe Contreras from Orientation and Youth Student Program.
What's up, y'all? My name is Joe Contreras. If you don't know me, I work in the orientation office. I am one of 2 current student assistants. I'm going to talk to you all about a program that we have in our office, as well as a position that we have coming up in our office. And so, yeah. So first up, we have our lunch with the prof. This is year-round during the academic year. If you want to meet with a professor or a staff member and you're already going to go into their office, you might as well do it over some free lunch, right? So our office will pick up your lunch and your professor or staff member's lunch. These are posted up around campus. If you forget the link or you can't find one around campus, you can come to our office or you can email us at orientation@uhcl.edu. The way it works is you will invite a professor to lunch, coordinate a time that works best for both of y'all, and then just let us know using that survey link that is right there. And we do ask that you do at least 48 hours in advance, just so that we can get prepared for it, and we can email both of y'all to confirm that it works for y'all. If you do it like the day before, it's not a big deal. I will do my job and put you on the schedule, right? But yeah, and then you would meet your professor or staff member at the patio cafe. One of our staff members will be there holding a sign that says lunch with the prof, and we will buy you all the lunch things that you want. You don't have to have the actual meeting in patio. You can go back to their office, or you can meet anywhere on campus. Just meet us at patio so that we can pay for the lunches. And yeah, so if you're gonna meet for like tutoring or anything, office hours, might as well do this, and you can do it as many times as you want. So if you want to take all your professors out for lunch, do that. Like Dr. Hart said, you're in college. We all love free food. So yeah, any questions on this? Yes.
Is it available for everyone?
Yes, all current students here at UHCL. Yes.
Will you be open to sending doing one of these presentations for the residence hall?
Like one of the flyers?
Yeah, like for the RHA.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
What dates did you say this was available for?
Just during the academic year, any day, any like regular hours, right? Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. But yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
Only for 1-on-1? You can't do like 2 students, 1 professor? Like
Yeah, it's only one-on-one. Yeah, it's a good question, but yeah, it's just one-on-one.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yes.
Does it, for breakfast, since they're doing breakfast now in the cafe, would that be okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Just let us know. It asks the time and stuff, so just let us know, yeah.
I heard that you could do like a group thing. Was that wrong?
I don't think we're not doing groups. If you have that question, I would email the office, but from my understanding, it's just one-on-one with the professor. We could probably work with you somehow, just email us before scheduling the appointment. Yes.
Just for the record, breakfast is my favorite meal of the day.
Well, that's okay. It says faculty though, so.
Well, it actually, it's faculty and staff.
Or staff.
Professor or
Yeah.
staff member.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to take some of our division leaders, like dean, student leader, back there, or anybody that is a professional staff member, you can do that as well. Cool. All right, and we are currently in the process of hiring orientation leaders. And so if you are looking for on-campus leadership position, this is a paid position during the summer. It's not really meant to be like your only source of income, right? You only really get up to 10 hours a week during our regular weeks. During orientation or during training, you will get a lot more than that. That's when we're real busy. Our applications are available online right here on this link. You can also come get an application right outside our office. We're located on the first floor of this building, the SCB building, in the student lounge, right outside our office. We have a table with a stack of applications. Those are just sample applications. You will have to submit them online here. The link is on the applications. If you forget everything I said, just email us orientation@uacl.edu or come into our office. Somebody's always there, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. This is a great way to get involved on campus, to become leaders on campus. If you haven't picked up any leadership opportunities and you want some, a great way to get leadership experience. I will be hosting info sessions through the application deadline, which is February 23rd at 2 p.m. And I will have those are all in person in Bayou 1435. So we did them all in person because the entire summer as of right now is in person. And so obviously if things change with the pandemic, we will also be flexible with that, but as of right now, everything has been planned to be in person with being as safe as possible, obviously. And then our group interviews are February 25th and the 26th. You would just attend one. They'll be in this building as well. Any questions at all? Cool. Hope to see y'all soon in those info sessions. We actually have one today, I believe at 2 p.m. So, cool. All right, thank you.
All right, next up, can we welcome Felicia from the Black Student Association?
Thank you so much, Crystal, and good afternoon, everyone. On Wednesday, February 16th, from 3:30 to 5:30, the Black Association, that might be helpful, we'll be having Real Talk, sponsored by the Office of Global Learning and Strategy. This is a panel discussion talking about cultural appropriation, microaggressions, and various other topics. There will be free food, as that seems to be the theme of today's meeting, and this food will be culturally appropriate. So we hope that you guys will join us. If you have any questions or you need assistance, please email us at bsa@uhcl.edu. Any questions? Thank you.
Next up, let's welcome Renee Dang from Environmental Justice Association.
Hi, so at USAL, we are EJA, Environmental Justice Association. And this semester, we're spearheading a project called Pocket Prairie, but it's a restoration project, and we hope to just spread the word around. Yeah.
So hi, everyone. My name is Jeffrey Fado. I'm the president of the Environmental Justice Association. You may have noticed on campus that a lot of trees have been getting knocked down in a variety of areas. Well, don't fret. We have been working in conjunction with facilities and administration to bring more green infrastructure back to our campus, increase our productivity, and decrease the amount of money that we are wasting. We are working currently with the Environmental Institute of Houston here on campus, located beside the Rec Center parking lot, as well as with the Institute for Human and Planetary Sustainability, and working with the Texas General Land Office to present to you the UHCL Habitat Restoration Project. You may have also heard this as the Pocket Prairie. Let's go in this. Aha, so as you can see in these pictures, these are a little bit of examples of what we could be looking towards in the future here at UHCL. Here at figure 1, this is an example of what a pocket prairie could look like in a median as presented by the nonprofit Houston Wilderness. What you might be asking, why do we care about this? Well, for one hand, over turf grass, which was the initial idea for putting into these areas where these trees have been knocked down, turf grass costs a lot of money to maintain. It's not a native, most of the species that you see are non-natives. And instead, by using these prairie grasses, a native environment to this area, one of the most endangered ecosystems in Texas, we can do several things that are amazing with very little effort. By installing prairies, we can reduce the amount of money that we put towards this by thousands of dollars a year that would instead be used on lawn care. We would only have to mow this once a year. This is going to support native pollinators and native bird species. This is going to pump hundreds of pounds of carbon back into our ground, as well as returning nutrients to our ground. But most importantly of all, this is going to help increase the the water infiltration rate, which can significantly help reduce floodwater damage and runoff water. And as you can see here over at figure 2, here is a vision for what pocket prairies could look like in their diverse forms here on campus nearby the STEM building behind Hunter's Hall. This was our initial pitch. This was generated by alumni Arlen Addison. This might be what our campus could look like 5-10 years down the road. But for now, we're going to focus on phase 1. So here's a Google Maps picture of our campus, as well as the initial 3 areas where we're going to be doing our habitat restoration. Over at entrance 2, where you've recently seen the knockdown trees, we have 2 sites that have come to about an acre. This is where the Environmental Justice Association is going to be focusing our efforts. And you can see over here on the nature trail is where one of our graduate students is working on a research project looking into restoration techniques. Now, you may be curious why we're presenting this all to you here. We don't necessarily need funds. What we need is to collaborate as a campus. We need to come together and think about environmental stewardship. We want you to be a part of sculpting your campus and making this a more productive campus for you and for future students down the road to join with. So how can you help us? Or how can you help yourselves and your campus? Well, we usually meet on Fridays from 1 to 3 p.m. We usually meet over out at the nature trail where you can park on the crushed marble out there. We usually get about 10 or so volunteers at a time, but we need significantly more because we're planning to plant these prairies in March. What you'd need to bring, garden gloves, clothes that you don't mind getting dirty, boots preferably, clean boots as we don't want to bring outside weed seeds onto these areas. Please bring a bottle of water and some snacks. And if you're interested in helping us, please let me or Renee know, and we can begin to collaborate with your org. Like she said, we are trying to get hands in the dirt as much as possible. Is there anything else you want to add?
We have a group meet here, but can we
We only have a few minutes left, so.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Awesome. So Next up, general announcements. Can we welcome up Felicia Lehman from the Office of Student Involvement and Leadership?
Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome. Glad to have you. We have leadership workshops going on now. Our next workshop is going to be on February 16th, time management and burnout. All information can be found on Get Involved. Please take the time to take a photo if you need. Student Leadership Award workshops are also coming on. Our workshop info sessions are on Wednesday, February 16th at noon, Tuesday, February 22nd at 7, and Thursday, March 3rd at 11. Excuse me. The deadline to submit applications is March 21st. Please note that date, and please take time to take a picture of the QR code. This information is also available for you online. The big event, can I have a show of hands of anyone that is registered? Yes. We are so happy. This event is on March 5th, and guess what? You still have time to sign up. Groups or individuals, please come and be a blessing to your community. Overnight leadership retreat. Who's excited? Woo! Yes, in the back.
Oh my gosh.
Last day to apply for the weekend leadership retreat is Friday. Dylan is in the back. And he also is in the back and can answer all of your questions. It's going to be so much fun, and it's the weekend. So please sign up. Information is also available on Get Involved. And we are also looking for student leaders. Okay. Please go and get involved. We are looking for student leaders for the mascot program, student government, campus activity boards, and Hawk Spirits and Tradition Council. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Next up, we have Cassandra Hessler from the Office of Student Financial Aid.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon. I will be short and sweet, but I am one of the associate directors of financial aid, and we're just here to advertise and let you guys know that we have money to give away, okay? So we're asking all current and continuing students to apply for scholarships. It's open now, the whole month of February. It's not a first come, first serve, so please take time to look over it. If you log into your e-services portal, this is what it's gonna look like. Log into e-services, you can go to the financial aid tab, you can go to the scholarship admissions tab, click on scholarships, and anything that you are eligible for should populate. I just encourage you to read the description. I'm sad to say last year I'm part of the scholarship committee and I had a lot of money to give away and I couldn't give it out because one of the key things is this money is coming from donors. You know, there's a history behind each donor. We have like a Catherine Justice that she took a break from school and she's coming back. And so she's looking for a certain type of student and she wants to hear your story, right? And so with that being said, that means that you have to do some type of attachment. And so I was really sad because a lot of people apply, but they didn't read the instructions. So reading is power, is knowledge. So make sure you're reading the information. And they're asking for leadership. They're asking for, you're trying to sell yourself, right? So submit your attachment because at the end of the day, you can submit as many applications as you want, but if you don't have attachments as required, then I can't do anything with that. So this is why we're really trying to push it this year. You have the whole month of February to apply. Like I said, it's not first come, first serve. It's just apply the month of February, okay? So, because once you apply, you can't go back and redo it. I get students, like I got one this morning, I submitted my application, but I forgot my attachment. I can't let you go back and redo it. So I'm just letting you guys know that the opportunity is open. Sell yourself. This is money that you don't have to pay back. It's an investment in yourself and into your career. Thank you guys for your time. Have a good day. Oh, I did want to say, I'm on the committee, so if they had a staff and take your lunch and staff available. I also like pancakes and stuff, so just FYI. Thank you, thank you.
As you notice, it is now 12:30. We don't have time fully for open forum. I apologize for that. I do want to say before I go, thank you very much to the team. Thank you to Erica and Felicia last week. I had PTSD and it was triggered, and so I needed to leave. So thank you very much thank you very much. Thank you. And with that, we have positions open again for, please start applying for these positions. We really need y'all there. Next week, our meeting will be held in the garden room for the President's Luncheon. So please join us there in person.
I was gonna say, we do ask that if you do plan to attend the luncheon, that you RSVP on get involved, because we do have limited seating.
Thank you for that. Yes, absolutely.
And free food.
And free food, yes, free food. Anyway,
Oh, yeah. It's only in person.
Oh, yes, it's only in person next week. So please, we won't be here via Zoom or Zoom. So again, thank you for being here. Our word of the day today is not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. By James Baldwin, and as much truth as one can bear in the New York Times. So with that, I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you very much.